Imagine being born in a tiny log cabin with almost no education, growing up in poverty, and facing failure after failure throughout your life. Now imagine that same person rising to become one of the most respected leaders in history, preserving a nation on the brink of collapse and helping end one of humanity's greatest injustices. This is the incredible story of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, the leader who guided America through its darkest chapter, and a man whose legacy still shapes the world today. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12th, 1809, in a one-room log cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky. His family was poor, and life on the frontier was difficult. Lincoln's formal education totaled less than 1 year, but he had an intense desire to learn. He borrowed books whenever he could and often read by candlelight late into the night. When Lincoln was just 9 years old, his mother, Nancy Hanks Lincoln, passed away. The loss deeply affected him. As a young man, Lincoln worked many jobs, including farm laborer, rail splitter, store clerk, surveyor, and postmaster. These experiences helped him understand the struggles of ordinary Americans. Despite having little schooling, Lincoln taught himself law. Through determination and hard work, he became a successful lawyer in Illinois and earned a reputation for honesty, eventually becoming known as Honest Abe. Lincoln's interest in politics grew as he became more involved in public life. In 1834, he was elected to the Illinois state legislature. Over the following years, he gained valuable experience and developed a reputation as a skilled speaker and debater. One issue increasingly captured his attention: slavery. Although slavery existed legally in many parts of the United States, Lincoln believed it was morally wrong and opposed its expansion into new territories. His debates with Senator Stephen Douglas in 1858 brought him national attention. Although Lincoln lost that Senate race, his powerful arguments made him one of the most recognizable political figures in America. Just 2 years later, he would be elected president. In November 1860, Abraham Lincoln won the presidential election. His victory immediately triggered a national crisis. Several Southern states feared Lincoln would limit the spread of slavery and began seceding from the Union. Soon, the United States was divided, and the Civil War began in April 1861. Lincoln faced an enormous challenge. The nation was literally tearing itself apart. Throughout the war, Lincoln demonstrated remarkable leadership. He remained committed to preserving the Union while navigating military setbacks, political opposition, and personal tragedy. More than 600,000 Americans would lose their lives during the conflict, making it the deadliest war in U.S. history. Despite immense pressure, Lincoln never abandoned his goal of keeping the country together. One of Lincoln's most significant accomplishments came on January 1st, 1863. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that enslaved people in Confederate-held territories were to be set free. While it did not immediately end slavery everywhere, it transformed the purpose of the Civil War. The war was no longer only about preserving the Union. It was also about ending slavery. The proclamation paved the way for nearly 200,000 African American soldiers and sailors to join the Union war effort, helping secure victory and advancing the cause of freedom. Another defining moment came in November 1863. At the dedication of a military cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, Lincoln delivered one of the most famous speeches in history. The Gettysburg Address lasted only about 2 minutes and contained fewer than 300 words. Yet its message was profound. Lincoln reminded Americans that the nation was founded on the principle that all people are created equal and called for a new birth of freedom. Today, the Gettysburg Address is considered one of the greatest speeches ever delivered. As the war neared its end, Lincoln worked tirelessly to ensure slavery would be abolished permanently. He strongly supported the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which outlawed slavery throughout the United States. The amendment passed Congress in early 1865 and was later ratified by the states. By preserving the Union and helping end slavery, Lincoln fundamentally changed the course of American history. His leadership helped shape a more united and free nation. Tragically, Lincoln would not live to see the nation fully recover from the Civil War. On April 14, 1865, just days after the Confederacy surrendered, Lincoln attended a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. There, he was shot by actor and Confederate sympathizer John Wilkes Booth. Lincoln died the following morning at the age of 56. The nation mourned deeply. Millions of Americans grieved the loss of the leader who had guided them through their greatest crisis. Abraham Lincoln's accomplishments are extraordinary. He preserved the United States during the Civil War. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation. He championed the 13th Amendment and helped end slavery. He delivered some of the most influential speeches in history, and he demonstrated that perseverance, integrity, and leadership can change the course of a nation. From a humble log cabin to the White House, Abraham Lincoln's journey remains one of the most inspiring stories ever told. More than 150 years after his death, his legacy continues to remind us that courage, determination, and a commitment to justice can leave a lasting impact on the world. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which historical figure you'd like to see featured next. Thanks for watching.